Okay, we're going to do a lot of balance stuff today, but we will be in the floor some too. Get yourself a tea towel and your balance pad. So here's my balance pad. As you see, I am barefooted. If I were going to do something to challenge my balance on purpose, and I can't really put a lot of weight, let's say on a foot, as in a plantar fasciitis, at the get-go, I would, number one, I would tape my foot so that I didn't stress it. Number two, I would use a third point of balance in a pole, put your hand on a chair, etc. So here's my little balance pad, here's my tea towel, and if I need to, I'll use a pole, okay? So we're gonna do some balance on purpose moves, and we are gonna be in the floor because there is some balance stuff that you can do on the floor. And here's the thing. Here's my tea towel, and I'm gonna go this way with it like this. And what you need to know is when I stepped up on here, I want my toes to be very far apart, as much as they can be, called splaying. Okay, so I'm gonna splay it. That's kind of like, you know, a fisherman term, splaying a rope. Okay, so right here, and I'm gonna go like this. See that? So what you need to know about balance is this. There's a lot of things that affect your balance. But one of the primary things that affect it that you really do have control over is your muscle strength. I hope you got that. So, you know, our eyesight's change, our hearing changes, maybe we have a sinus infection. So see what I'm doing? So if I were somebody with a plantar fasciitis and I wanted to do this workout today and not stress that plantar fascia, I would put my hand on something and I wouldn't go full tilt. I definitely would tape that area. So whenever I'm coming up like this and I'm pulling this back, I'm opening my chest right here. See that? And my knee is soft. My toes are open. And I'm in the back. See, I'm going to the ball of the foot and I'm dropping to the heel. Okay? That's a move that might irritate somebody that was in the middle of the inflammation part of a plantar fasciitis. So I wouldn't overdo this. But if you're through the inflammation part and now you're into the strengthening, this kind of move is exactly what you want to do. Okay, and it's the part where everybody stops in their therapy. They get through the acute painful stage. See what I'm doing with my back leg? This leg is bent. My shoulders are down. I'm breathing through my nose. And all I have to do is shut your mouth, which is very hard for me to do. So I always knew what Bob was saying when he would say, you need to breathe through your nose, Jeannie. Look what I'm doing here. See this? See how I'm going up? And I'm really putting a tiny bit of pressure on the back toes. And a lot of people would just kind of say, oh, this is a nothing move. Why is she wasting her time doing that move? Well, those are the very people that tend to step into plantar fasciitis. Okay? This is a very important move. I have a little bit of pressure on that back foot and I'm rolling the toes until I feel a stretch. Okay? At that point, I revisit my postural lineup. So breathing in through the nose, yes. Shoulders down, yes. My toes are splayed. My front knee is bent. I'm way up on the ball of my foot here, and now I'm going to push into the heel. And I'm going to push into the heel so much that I start to feel a stretch in the calf. That means I have to bend my knee here. Okay? Big breath. Whoa, if you take the time to do this kind of work on your feet and you really make sure that you've got your line up, you're breathing through your nose, and now I'm going to go way up into the balls of the feet. See how I really stretched them? Yeah, I have a tiny bit of pressure on the ball of the foot there. Not a lot, but a little. And in the front foot, my toes are very splayed. My knee is bent. This one, it's not, it's straight. And I'm hanging out here, and now I'm going to plant my heel. Now I'm going to push my knee forward until I feel the stretch coming up through the calf. Okay? Now, this isn't even really touching the soleus, which is directly related to the plantar fascia. We're going to do that in just a moment. But I'm going to come off of that now and come off of that. Now I'm going to do what's called a derivation. Okay? So what does that mean? That means just a change up, a difference. Look at here. See this? Okay. When you walk side by side, and we're going into the frontal plane. See this? See this? Okay. I just am going to step and step. Now, if I want to throw my balance a little bit, I step, I keep my knees soft, I push my butt back a little, not a lot. But then, as I'm stepping, I pull. And when you pull, when you come to this point right here, see, I'm pushing. I want to really push my hips forward. Boom. I know it. So this isn't just willy-nilly going side to side. Oh, yeah. No, no. See this? See this? Okay. Push the hips forward. Rib cage is up. And I'm coming way out here like that. But my shoulders are down. Big breath through the nose. Then I come to the middle. And then I go to the side. So I'm doing a different type of locomotion. Now, once I do this a couple of times, you're giving, number one, your shoulders a chance to move in a range that they're not used to, a derivation, and your hips and your feet a chance to do that kind of different type of motion. Now, right here, if I were with you, I would come over and I would push your hips forward just a bit. Okay, you're going to feel a big contraction when you do that. Your knee is soft here. Then you come to the center. Then you go this way. Knee is soft. Boom, right there. Now push your hips forward. Push your hips forward. Yeah, your rib cage comes way up. Take a big deep breath and then come back down. Now, the on purpose for balance, and this is where some of you, seriously, need to put your tea towel down and you need to pick up a little pole because we're going to come here like this and we're going to come here. And then we're going to push our butt back. And do you see my foot? It's going to roll all the way where I'm trying to get my ankle down. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. I'm putting pressure here. It's not on my knee because my butt's pushing back. Whoa, right here. Now come up. Now don't step yet. On purpose, if you just hold your bar above the ground and keep your balance as you roll. See, I'm on one leg now pretty much, and my ankle is rolling into the pad. See, I'm getting a stretch here, and then I'm going to push myself up. See that? Now to get down, and see, I'm doing this without help. If I needed the help, it would be right here. If you're somebody that are dealing with injuries, and you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your foot, then of course use this. It will help ease the pressure up. See how I'm rolling to my ankle? Yeah. So now I push myself up. Now I'm going to go back down. Now I'm going to come back up. See that? So it's a hip hinge. You're pushing back. If you don't use your bar, you're kind of doing a one-legged side lunge is what you're doing. See? See this? See this? Woo, right here, all the way to your ankle. Turn that foot, then come back. Take a big breath through your nose. Push that butt back. We're just going to do 2 more. This is 1. Keep your chin tucked. Now push straight up. See, I could step, but I'm going to do 1 more. Here I go, right here. Push the butt back. You should feel a stretch right here. And then I'm going to come back. Okay? Now I'm going to bend the knee, step up, and I'm going to go the other side. And how am I going to use this? So I'm going to hold it like I'm, going to stir a pot. Okay? I know there's a joke there somewhere, but I'm not going to go there. Okay, push your hips back. Okay? Keep your chin tucked. See this? See this? Take a big deep breath and then go this way. So I just want you to get a feel right here. Okay, now come up because you're going to go into this leg. Okay? And you're going to go pretty deep. So here's the deal. As I bend this knee, I push my butt back. If I need this to help me with balance, I'll put it down. But if I don't need it, I'm just going to hang on to it. I'm going to keep my chin tucked and I'm going to come up. See that? So I'm going to press, I'm going to push my butt back and I'm going to come back up. So this leg on the pillow is straight. Push your butt back, keep your chin tucked. I'm not using my bar, but if I need to, I can. See, it's right there. Then I'm going to come straight up. So this is my hip replace side. This move is a very important move for those of us with hips replaced, knees replaced, problems with our ankle or feet to do. Because see, as I go down, I want to roll this foot so that the ankle is actually almost touching the pillow. So I'm pressing, then I'm going to come up. See that? Because this gives us a really good rotation through the hip joint, and it gives us a really good opportunity to tax the muscles around that replaced hip. Okay, drop your chin, take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, push your butt back. Yeah, you're coming right down here. Use your pole if you need to, but as you come up, you keep that rib cage up, and as you go down, you do not round that back. Keep your chin tucked. Go right into this bent leg. Take a big deep breath. Let's just do 2 more. Here we go. Back down, go as deep as you feel you can. You're rolling this foot, rolling it to the side. Then you're going to come back up. Right there, 1 more. Okay, you ready? Don't turn your hip. Push your butt back. Keep your rib cage up. Set right down into that foot that's bent, the knee that's bent, and then come right back. You're going to go as far as you can to roll that ankle. Okie dokie. Now, we are ready to do one-legged. We've kind of started it by one-legged, like a one-legged task there. So now I'm going to go like this, and I am going to ask that you get something to be that 3rd point of balance. So as I come right here with a one-legged standing, yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do, but one of the best things you can possibly do to help on purpose with your balance is a one-legged stance. Now again, a safety feature that I'm really hoping you're going to take is use this rod, or you can have your chair, or you can do it by a wall. Whatever you do, always think safety first. So when you're on a pillow like this, number one, this is absolutely imperative work for somebody that has feet issues, okay? So see how I can go into the balls of my feet, into the heels, then I'm going to go to the side, into the side, kind of like a ski move. Go into the balls of the feet, the heels, and then you go side and side, okay? And I have this if I need it, because when you're on a pillow like this, or a disc, a balancing disc, man, when you go into one-legged challenges, and if you're doing it, you'll be in the floor so quickly because it catches you off guard, catches you. So when you go to shift and you go to lift a knee, the very minute that you start lifting the knee, I will guarantee you about 80% of you are going to lock that knee. I know it. So on the get-go, unlock your knees, shift, okay? Then bring that leg up. And if you weren't using either a wall or a counter, a bed, a chair, or a little pole, this move will send you reeling. Do you see what I'm doing? So my toes have to be very open. My knee has to be soft. I'm bringing my knee up. Then I'm going to open it to the side as much as I can. Then I'm going to bring it in. Then I'm going to let it go down and act like you're bringing your heel to your hip. Don't do it very hard because that hamstring will ball up on you. Open. Then you come down. Take a big breath. Then you act like you're going to bring the heel to the hip. And then you bring it down. See this? And I'm going to go all the way down, and I'm going to put my heel on the floor and then come back. So what does that do? Number one, it taxes my balance systems a lot. I'm doing a one-legged move, and not only that, I'm on a very compliant surface, a mushy surface. You see this 2 inches that I'm pressing down into and then coming back on? Yeah, that's on purpose. And it's going forward. You have to keep your rib cage up. Use this if you need to. But if you really want to see how it's working on your balance, just hold it, hover it, hoover it, or hover it over the ground. Don't really use it until you need to, is the point. Okay, take a breath, shift, bend the knee a tiny bit. I should say soften it. I don't really want you to bend it. I want you to soften it, because when you bring the knee up, that is when you lock your leg. You can go out as far as you can. Your toes need to not be scrunching. They need to be splayed open. Then you're going to come back to center, and then you're going to act like you're going to touch your heel to your hip. And then you bring it back down. Try your best to work on this and only use this bar on the floor if you're like, oh, I'm about ready to come off. Open your toes. Here we go. Pull, pull, pull. See, I was going over the other way. Had to get on balance. Then you come back. One more. Here we go. Open your toes. Come up. Okay. Try not to use your rod. Just as little as you have to. But don't let it get you off of the pad. Use your balance medium. Okay, I think, did I say 1 more or 2 more? Okay, we'll just hold it on that. Okay, take a big deep. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't do the front thing. Here we go. Drop your shoulders. So my leg goes front, straight. Now I'm going to put my heel down, but I'm not dropping my hip. So what does that mean? That means I got to bend my knee. I'm holding balance. I'm going to go boom, touch and up. See? Woo, touching up. Keep your toe up, touching up. Here we go, touching up. Yeah, and then come back. I know it. Okay, now we're going to hit the soleus muscle. And the best way to try to get that soleus working or stretching, I have found the best way is to fully put your hands on a chair like this. See this? You can either use your pad to keep working your foot. So you're pushing heel, toe, heel, toe. You put your leg back. You don't push forward. You drop down. And your heel is down. And then, watch what I'm going to do. I bend that knee. I bend that knee and it goes straight into the soleus, which is directly linked into the Achilles, which is directly linked into the plantar fascia. So it's this kind of a bent knee on your feet. Don't raise your heel. Go into a bent knee, stay rib cage up. Take a big deep breath and then come back, switch feet, step back. Ready? I'm going to bend that knee, and the minute I bend that knee, whoa, that stretch moves right on into the soleus. And you keep your heel down, you keep your shoulders down. You're pushing your knee forward, but you stay upright. You keep your rib cage up. Okie dokie. Take a big deep breath, release it. Don't just sit on it. It's going to be a big stretch. Keep your heel down, shoulders down. Take a breath through the nose. Bend the knee. Keep your heel down. I know it. Take a big breath. Shoulders down. Take a big breath. Shoulders down. And release it. Do it about 3 times. You got to release it. Don't push it too hard because it will never let go. And if you already have issues with your feet, like some of you with a plantar fasciitis, you want to be gentle, but you still want to try to move into a nice stretch for the plantar fascia. And that's doing this one, where your knee is bent, your heel is down, and your rib cage up, and then you come back up. Okay. Now we're ready to go into the floor. So this is one where somebody with, let's say, I'm using Susie as an example because she has plantar fasciitis, she thinks. So, number one, if somebody feels they're going to have a plantar fasciitis, you got to quit hitting it. You got to quit picking the scab. So, that means if you're doing something even with shoes or barefooted, you should tape it. There's a certain way to tape it. I've done it hundreds of times, literally. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to get down the floor. So how I'm going to do that? I can either do it freestanding or I can use my chair to help me. So I'm going to come into a freestanding one. So I'm going to go just like a football stance, ready to come off the line. See this? So I know all of you played football, right? Okay, are you ready? Hip hinge. You can have a chair. You can use a chair. I'm in a hip hinge. I put my hand down. I walk out and I'm down on the ground. That simple. Okay? This is my knee replace side. This is my hip replace side. So I understand very, very well how hard it is to work around some of these issues, but you can. You guys decide you're going to. So here I am. One of the things I want to do down here is a huge balance move. And people that need to unload on their feet, this is a perfect position for you. So here I am, hands and knees. And I'm going to do what's called a quadruped. That's a central move for core work, back, core, and balance. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take one leg back, okay? I'm going to take one leg back there, and now I'm going to do that push my heel move. See that? This should be feeling really good for some of you. So this is a variation on what we did standing. My toes are under me, and I'm pushing that heel back. Before I do anything else, I'm going to do both legs. So I'm on my hands and knees. I'm going to soften my elbows. I'm going to drop my shoulders. Those two moves are very important to do right now. So see, I'm going to push into the heel and then come back. So my toes are under me, curled under me. And I want to push my heel back. Keep my elbows soft. Tuck my chin. Hang out down there. Do it about 3 times. Push that hip, push that heel back. And then come back in. Then you bend the knee. Okay? So now I'm going to go down to the elbows. And this is our default. See this? I can go from here with my fist to here with no problem. So if I need to rest my hands, always go down to here, okay? And this is actually a really good move to do for people with shoulder issues that want to get stronger, for people with osteoporosis. The only requirement is you keep your shoulders down, and when you come down, you keep your tummy tight, okay? And then you walk yourself back up. Now, other than that, what I want you to do before we finish the quadruped whole thing is I want you to do a gentle circle, not fast. And you see, I have my fist, so I'm just going to crawl around. So act like you're playing with one of your grandkids, okay? And then walk forward like a crawl walk. Then walk backward, like a crawl walk. So for people that have a lot of injuries, and let's say core weakness, seriously, what I'm doing right now is exactly what we had to do to develop our strength before we even could walk. And I see therapists capitalizing on these moves finally and putting it out there. But if you are very weak, you have back problems, you have hip problems, let's say you have feet problems, get yourself on the floor and crawl around a little bit. And don't do it not thinking about your moves. See, I went forward and back, I went around. Now I'm going to go around the other way. Keep your tummy tight. Keep your elbows soft. And keep your shoulders down. See this? So if I do a circle one way, then the other way, and I do a couple of sets where I go 1, 2, 3 in a crawling situation, and then I go 1, 2, 3. Now I'm doing this on a carpet, and you might not want to do it if you don't have, like a carpet or something under your knees. However, this is exactly what you should be doing if you want to strengthen your back, if you want to strengthen your shoulders, you want to strengthen through your hips, get them to work in a really good range. Start doing crawling actions. Okay, so back to the quadruped. So here I am. I'm going to put one leg back, And then I'm gonna think about my shoulders. I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I wanna soften my elbows. Very important. Keep your chin tucked. Do not let your chin hang, and do not bring your head up right now. Then in here, you keep your tummy braced. So you just act like somebody's gonna punch you, okay? And then you'll be set. So I'm gonna squeeze the gluteal to get it to lift. Now, you can lift your leg without squeezing the gluteal. I want you to squeeze your gluteal, okay? So bring that leg back. Now squeeze the gluteal and lift. Yes. Keep your elbows soft, shoulders down, take a breath, tight tummy, and just bring your hand right here, okay? You don't even have to reach it out yet. Just bring it here. Come down, come down. So I'm breaking this very important move that everybody takes for granted. Oh yeah, I've done those in a class. I've seen these done in classes. They're done very mindlessly, and they will give you hardly no benefit. So drop your shoulders, take a big breath through your nose, make sure your tummy is tight. Take that the other leg, and take it back. And now before you lift it off the ground, what are you supposed to do? Squeeze your gluteal. Right there. Once you got your leg in where you need it, tighten your tummy, take a breath, bring your hand up, just up, not out, just up. Now squeeze the gluteal, bring it up again. Keep your other elbow soft, keep your shoulder in, take a breath, and then bring that in. So typically you'll see this done and they won't say anything. They'll just start ripping and roaring, okay? Boom, 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 no. Here we go. We're gonna go back to the other leg, take it back there, drop your shoulders, squeeze your tummy, squeeze your gluteal. Here we go. Bring that hand up. And now all I want you to do is hover, and I want you to shut one eye. Shut one eye. Keep that hand right here. You don't have to reach it out. Squeeze your gluteal, lift that leg. Take a breath. Hover. Hover with your hand. Don't reach it out. Take a breath. 3, 2, 1. Down and down. Amazing, isn't it? Shut one eye, and it will challenge your balance system, your core, your shoulders, your gluteals, everything. Okay? Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Now we're going to go up with the other leg, so take it back. Okay? Drop your shoulders. Squeeze your gluteal right now. Lift. Now bring the opposite hand just above the carpet or above the floor and shut the other eye and hang out here for a little bit. Squeeze your gluteal, bring that up. Tight tummy, soften your elbow. Take a breath, hang out, hang out, hang out. Okay, hold it. 3, 2, 1, down and down. Go to your elbow because you should be getting tired. Yes. Go ahead and push your hips back as far as you can. So if you have a replaced knee, this for me is, see this one I can go way down. This one won't let me. So I'm going to go back as far as I feel I can. I'm going to hang out here for a second. Take a big deep breath. And then we're going to do a very important move here. This goes right along with helping to strengthen yourself and get more flexible and more mobility by doing moves that we had to do before we even walked. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to come back to this move, okay? And I'm going to crawl out. See that? I'm going to be right here on the floor. I'm going to drop my shoulders, number 1. Keep my chin tucked, number 2. Take a big breath through the nose, number 3. Then I'm going to push into my elbows. And I'm going to keep my hips, my hip bones in the front on the floor. And I'm doing a big old hyperextension, which opens up our back. Okay? Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Now, I got my elbows down. I'm going to push my butt up with my elbows, crawl back. See this? So if I was somebody that struggled with back problems, that struggled with shoulder problems, knee problems, core weakness, this move right here, butt up, crawl back, and then as you crawl back down, keep your tummy tight and come back down. I would do that at least 2 sets of 10 every day. That right there, okay? Keep your shoulders in. Do it just one more time with me. I know you love it. Okay, you ready? See, I'm hyperextension. So drop your shoulders, take a breath, push your butt, crawl, crawl, crawl. Okay, you can even come up if you want to, then come back down. Then crawl, 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 crawl. So I'm just going up and back. And I would do that at least 2 sets of 5. Okay? Take a big deep breath. We're going to go back, up to our hands and knees. So I'm right here, hands and knees. Okay? And I'm going to get in position so I can take my leg back and do that very, very familiar, very famous, because it's foundational. This is a foundational move, core, and it's a great balance move when you add the closed eye component, okay? So keep your toe down, keep your tummy tight, shoulders down. I'm squeezing my gluteal to keep this leg here, see that? Then I'm gonna bring the opposite hand, just hover it. Close one eye, opposite eye. Just close it. Act like you're doing like a window washer. Squeeze your gluteal, bring that leg up. It has a tendency to drop. And put your hand down and put your knee down, okay? Keep your tummy tight. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Bring the other leg back. Keep dropping your shoulders. Take a breath. Now squeeze your gluteal right there. And then once it's in place, then you bring that hand up here. You don't raise it, you just bring it here and you shut the opposite eye. Just close your eye. Take a big deep breath. Try to stay on balance. Keep your shoulder down. Breath. Stay with me. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Yay. Okay. Now we want to go under and tap right in front of the knee and then come back. Okay. So you can spread your knees here. Okay. Then you're going to take your elbow. Watch how you're coming down here. Keep your shoulder in. And you're going to come down here with one arm holding you. And I'm touching that knee with that elbow. And then I'm going to come back. So some people can be so tight and rigid in their back that this move is very difficult. Okay, drop your shoulders. Brace your tummy. Keep your elbow bent. Bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. Come all the way down there and then come back. Okay. Drop your shoulders. Here we go. Opposite, opposite. Elbow to knee. And then come back. Okay. Then you're going to take your whole arm and you're going to try to put your shoulder on the ground. And then you're going to come back up. Take your other whole arm. Reach. Try to put your shoulder. This one's very difficult for me. On the down. Try to get your your shoulder down. So I can tell you, this one is my trick my challenge shoulder, and it's very difficult for me to get it down in that move. This is a great move. We're going to do it just twice. Okay? Take a breath in through the nose. Take your hand. You're going to go all the way on the floor, and you're going to try to bring that shoulder to the ground. And then you come up. Okay? Don't go fast. Drop your shoulders. Reach. Reach, 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 reach. Try to get your shoulder down. I got a little bit further. Take a breath. Don't hold your breath. And then come back. I know it. Okay. Here we go. Since we're on this side, we're going to crawl ourselves back down. Go into that hyperextension. Okay. And now we're going to do a work directly for the back, directly for the gluteals. Okay. So when you're down here, I want you to squeeze your butt really tight, because you're going to come down. You're going to put your forehead on the back of your hands. And before you do anything, you're going to squeeze your butt. Okay. Tuck your chin, forehead on hands, squeeze and come up. Don't lift. Don't lift up this way. All I want you to do is lift straight up. Don't turn your head. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. Forehead on hands, drop your shoulders, squeeze your butt. Big breath. Big breath. Really hang on here, and now just go one elbow up, one elbow back. One elbow up, one elbow back. Breath. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your butt tight. And then down. Now totally release. And how do you do that? You roll your ankles. You put your forehead on your hands. And you roll your heels back and forth. You totally release. Okay? So we're going to do one more challenge. Are you ready? Forehead on the backs of your hands. As you're ready, tighten up. Tighten up and lift. Take a big breath. Big breath. And then one elbow turns down. And then one elbow goes up. Okay? Elevate your chest and your head. And go back and forth a couple of times. And then release. Roll your ankles. Roll your ankles, roll your ankles, roll your ankles. Okay? Okie dokie. Now we go to the elbows. And now we're going to do a modified plank. So I see a lot of people do planks that need to spend more time doing a modified plank because it's a little too much for them to do, because I can tell because of their form. So I'm going to put my toes down, but I'm not going to use my toes. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is the move that we did to get us into that crawling kind of position. So my toes are down, but I'm going to push my butt back. See that? And I'm going to pull my belly button up. So I'm on my elbows, and I'm just going to come right here, just like that. See? Don't even, if you're confused how to do this, just bring your toes off the ground. So you're from the knees, and you just pull your belly button up. That's it. And you just hang out here for a bit. Do points and flexes with your feet. Do rotationals. Keep your belly button pulled in. And then come down. See that? So this kind of modification can help you get your shoulders working properly on your plank move. Okay? So drop your shoulders again. Tighten your tummy in and come up. Don't push your butt too far. See, some of you are going to do this. And what happens is you go out of your shoulders. See, keep your shoulders in, and all I want you to do is bring your tummy up. Okay? So you're right here. Take a big deep breath. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Keep your tummy up, keep your tummy up, and then go back down. All the way down. Okie dokie. So that's number one modification. Number two modification is one knee down, and then you're going to bring one knee up. Okay? So stay with me on this, and don't be surprised if your shoulders are getting tired. Okay? And if they get tired, you know what you do? You do this. You roll to the side, and you go back like this. You bring your hand open, keep your chin tucked, and you just give that shoulder a break, okay? Then we're gonna go to the other side, because we're doing what's called an interset, right here. And you're going to keep your elbow bent, keep this shoulder in, don't let it come up to your ear. Keep your chin tucked, open, take a breath, and then come back. See that? So now we're back here, and take as many of those breaks as you need to. I know some of you that will. That's okay. All right, are you ready? This is the number two modification. Number one, shoulders are down. Okay, chin is tucked. I'm gonna come up from my knees like normal, like this. Okay, I'm gonna be on one knee, but I'm gonna take one knee up. Do you see what I just did? One knee comes up, makes me use my tummy a little harder. And I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. I keep a stretch on my toes. I keep my shoulders down. Keep my belly button tucked up. Then I come down and put my knee down. Then I do the other side. Are you ready? Pull in your belly button, come up onto your knees, and then take the other leg up. And your tummy is super tight, okay? And your toes are in a great stretch position for your foot. Excellent. Keep your tummy tight. Breath, 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 and come down and come down. Now, if you need to rest your shoulders, you do the move I just showed you, or totally lay down like this. See? Let your hands go to the side, let your head go to the side, head go to the side, roll your ankles. Roll your ankles. Then you come back. Okie dokie. First thing you do is get your shoulders down. Your knees are down, right? So this is the third variation. This is the harder one. And if you don't want to do this one, go back to either the knees and stay with the knees, or one leg up, one knee down. You ready? Shoulders. Big breath from the knees. Now pull your toes under there. Now really tighten your tummy. Bring your knees up. And hold. Take a breath. Hold. Take a breath. Hold. Take a breath. Hold. Take a breath. Then anytime you need to, you come to your knees, and then you come down. Then you turn to the side, and you bring those knees in, just like that. And that helps you rest your back and reposition without hurting it. And why is it okay for me to go into this position now? Because I'm not putting pressure on it, okay? Then I go like this. Then I go to the other side, just like this. And I act like I'm pulling myself all together, a little ball. And then you come back, okay? Then you can go back and do the plank, whatever, whatever. So we're on our tummy. Now we're going to be on our back. You ready? So here we go. Woo. Okay. Knees are bent. See that? Put my hands here. Lean back. Okay. For anybody that's having injury issues in their feet, their legs, their hips, whatever, this is a great one to do. Number one, it feels pretty good, and it keeps you strong until when you're ready to be doing some other things. Okay, first thing you got to do is lean back from your hips. That's very important. Okay, you lean back from your hips. So what does that mean? That means I don't round my back. I open right here. I say rib cage up, and then I go like this, and I just bring my heel up and I touch. I go like this and I touch. But if I were with you, I'd be right here and I'd be putting my hand right here. And the minute that I feel you do your little cheater move, which is round the back, I'd say, okay, we gotta regroup, we gotta stop. See what I mean? Okay, so when you're in this position, you gotta open at the hip. You gotta say rib cage up. Now you brace. Shoulders are down. Now we go heel up, heel down, heel up, heel down. So why is this so important? This mimics, and we could get straight on the floor, but I think this class can pretty much do this one. And if this one's too hard for you, absolutely go all the way down and just do it on the floor. See this? See this? That's what I'm trying to get you to do with the tummy tight, one leg at a time. Okay? So, if this one's challenging to you because of a back issue, whatever, go right on down, lay into the floor, because this mimics what? Have you ever seen a kid, a little baby that hasn't walked yet, laying on the back? Yeah, we just did our tummy time. And now we're doing this. And they move their arms and their legs everywhere. You watch them. So you can either do it here with your hands behind your head, where you're going heel, heel. You can either go out to the side a little bit, bring that knee in and around, keep your tummy tight, okay? Or you can do it up here. It's whichever one you want to do. So if you're here, you're just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and if you do it in the up position, you're going to feel it. I'm warning you, okay? It's an excellent move. If you have injuries and you want to stay strong, get down on the floor and start crawling around. Now, it always helps me to do this if I have some Dove dark chocolate pieces that are wrapped so you don't get your floor dirty, and just throw them around. And then you get to crawl around and pick them up. You get the idea. Okay, so we did our back time, our tummy time. Now I'm coming right here. Do you see what I've done? I put my knees stacking. That's number one. If you have wonky hips, a tight hip, if you have some issues, just pulling yourself into this position where you can get your arms straight and you're pushing yourself upright with your knees stacked. Whoa, are you going to feel a stretch on the outside of your leg? Watch your shoulder. Keep your shoulder down. Take a breath. Hang out here and then release and come down. And act like you're going to do a side push-up. Then you come right here and you do that again. See, my knees are stacked. Watch your shoulder. Try to get your arms straight. Try to get right up here. Woo, right here. Take a big breath. Then go to the other side. Here we go. So this is just in getting up. So this is a maneuver that you would have to do if you had gotten yourself in the floor. So this is my hip replace side now. This is my knee replace side. So this one's hard to keep it bent because it's more stiff. So you can still get it in there. So see, you're down here like this, like you're doing a side push-up, and then you're just gonna push yourself up here. See that? Keep your shoulder down, push yourself right up here, but don't let these knees go away from your body. See right here, so this one's much tighter for me. Woo, and you're gonna feel stretches all over the place in your hips, your core, your back. Watch your shoulder. Take a big breath. Big breath. Yes. Then I'm gonna come back down. Then I'm gonna rotate. I'm gonna go to my hands and knees. Right here. I'm gonna go outside with my toes. See that? Tighten. I'm gonna push, roll into my feet, but don't come up. Come right here. Equalize. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Then put your hands here. Then come up to a standing position. Don't just rip yourself up, okay? That's a formula for getting yourself off balance and thrown into the floor. Okay, here's my little test for you. Take your bar. See this? Take your bar, whichever way you want it. Put it behind you, right here. And you want to be touching at the coccyx. You want it to be touching in the middle of your shoulder blades. And then you want the back of your head, the back part of your head, not the top of your head. I hope you're hearing me, Marilyn. Drop your chin, tight tummy. The back part of your head between your shoulders and the coccyx should be touching. See that? Now, in that position, and some of you may need to put your hand on a counter or a wall. In that position, I want you to take a breath, go to your toe, keep the bar so you're touching the back of the head in between your shoulders and at the coccyx, and just bring your knee up. See this? One leg is standing in neutral posture. Now shut one eye, take a big deep breath. Yeah, keep your toes splayed open, and then bring it down on purpose. Bring your leg down on purpose. Shift, say rib cage up, touching the back of the head, touching the shoulder blades, touching at the coccyx. Go to your toe, soften the knee. Take a big breath. Bring your knee up. So this one is much worse for me because this is my hip replay side. By virtue of that, you're going to be weaker. That's your tester. You can do that anytime. See how you're doing on your balance. That is on purpose balance maneuvering. Some in the floor, some up here. Okay, I hope that helped. I'll put it on so you have homework.